morning, special guest, Mr. Ray Jones, Civilian Aide to the Secretary of the Army, Provost Coleman, Chief of Staff Jacobs, Vice Chancellor McCoy, Dr. Robertson, cadets, families, and friends. Welcome to the University of Arkansas Army ROTC Spring 2019 Commissioning Ceremony. This morning, we pay special tribute to the 11 of our cadets soon to be commissioned. For family and friends, this is a proud moment. During the ceremony, we invite all family members and friends to come forward to take pictures. For the cadre and staff, there is a feeling of professional satisfaction having prepared these cadets for their futures. For these cadets, it's an occasion for celebration of the dual completion of their degree in Army ROTC program, as well as the commencement of a new journey to service to the nation. On behalf of the University of Arkansas Department of Military Science, allow me to extend their warmest welcome. Today is the culmination of over 4 years of preparation by these cadets. The University of Arkansas General Assembly, passed legislation creating the Arkansas Industrial University here in Fayetteville on March 27, 1871. Military training at the University of Arkansas began September 13th that same year. Captain Burnell, a former officer in the United States Army, assumed the position of Commandant to oversee the training for the first 2 years. In 1873, the War Department detailed the first officer, Lieutenant E.S. Curtis, to supervise the military training from then on. He supervised from 1872 until 1875, and the university saw the military department grow to over 120 young men. Military training has been continuous at the University of Arkansas for 148 years, and over 2,100 graduates of the university have been commissioned into the United States military. Today, 11 more cadets will be commissioned to join the officers from among 275 other universities around the United States to provide leadership for our brave soldiers serving here in the United States and overseas. They will carry with them the pride of a strong tradition of military excellence in the university and the courage to adapt to an ever-changing world, and we, the staff of the University of Arkansas Army ROTC, know that they are ready. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Elias Satoshi, Professor of Military Science for the Army ROTC program, will make some remarks.
Dr. Coleman, Mr. Jones, friends and family of the Razorback Battalion, and most importantly, you 11 who are about to commission. Thank you for coming today. On behalf of Major General John Evans, Commanding General, United States Cadet Command, we welcome you here for this significant event for our 11 soon-to-be commissionees. With that, because I know you don't want to listen to me, we'll have the introduction of our guest speaker.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Satoshi. Please allow me to introduce our guest speaker for today, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Sanders, Arkansas Army National Guard. With over 25 years of service, Lieutenant Colonel Sanders has served in a variety of positions at the battery, battalion, and brigade levels, to include deployments in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom from 2004 to 2005 and 2008 to 2009. Currently, Lieutenant Colonel Sanders serves as the Deputy Brigade Commander of the 142nd Field Artillery Brigade, headquartered here in Fayetteville. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Sanders.
Out of the night it covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for your unconquerable souls. In the fatal clutch of circumstance, you have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, your head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horrors of the ship, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find you unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. God is the master of your fate. He is the captain of your soul. To the distinguished guests, family members, and friends who are here to see the class of 2019 embark upon one of the greatest journeys that they can ever imagine. Thank you for having me today. Thank you for allowing me to be present today and stand before you as your guest speaker. It is truly an honor and a privilege to stand before such brave men as yourself at a time when your community, state, and nation need you the most. When I joined the Mississippi Army National Guard as a private E2 back in 1993, I had no idea that I would still be in uniform today, over 25 years later. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I initially joined the Guard to get my college education paid for. I was going to do my 6-year enlistment contract and get out of the Guard, time faithfully and honored to serve. 2 deployments to Iraq, and 25 years later, as you heard with my bio, I'm still here. I thank the good master above that I'm still here. I thank God the military offers education incentives, for without that lure, without that enticement, I may have never joined. I may have never experienced the personal and professional accomplishments that I have been blessed with today, had it not been for the Army. And until this very day, my only regret is that I did not join the Armed Forces at the tender age of 17. Each one of you, you 11, have joined at a time when the operating environment is much different than the time period in which I joined. An environment characterized as volatile, uncertain, complex, and for sure, ambiguous. A time when the likelihood of deployment, or multiple deployments, to a combat theater of operation in a 20-year career is almost a certainty. Whether it was money for college, patriotism, family tradition, or guaranteed employment upon graduation, whatever the reason that brought you here today, I thank you for that. I thank each and every one of you for stepping up to the plate and doing what less than 1% of American citizens in this great nation are willing or even capable of doing. And what is that? That is to serve in the armed forces of the United States and defend this great territory against all enemies, foreign and domestic. For about the next 10 minutes or so, I want to talk to you about a word that I'm certain has been drilled in you since the day you set foot into this ROTC program. For many of you, that was 4, maybe 5 years ago. It's a word that's so powerful and highly sought out, not only in the military, but throughout corporate America. That word is leadership. 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 You know, many scholars and authors over the years define this word in many different ways. What does that word mean to you? How do you define it? I reflect back on the Officer Candidate School training at the Arkansas Military Academy down in North Little Rock, where we were presented with the definition of leadership. And until this very day, that definition has stuck with me after 19 years of commissioned officer service. Leadership is defined as the ability to influence others to accomplish the mission by providing purpose, direction, and motivation. I say again, it is the ability to influence others to accomplish the mission, whatever that mission may be, by providing purpose, direction, and motivation. As second lieutenants, you're going to be thrust into a leadership role immediately upon receiving your oath of office. It is incumbent upon you that you provide that mentorship, that purpose, that motivation, and that direction to lead your troops, not only in peacetime, not only in training, but also in combat. Each letter of the word leadership means something to me, and I want to share that meaning with you today. Some of the basic principles that I find are very helpful, or will be very helpful throughout your junior company grade officer years. As you embark upon this great journey of our profession, I'm sure at many times you will find fulfillment, excitement, disappointment, and challenge. And oftentimes you'll bleed all of those things in just one particular day. I'm not saying the meaning of each letter is the complete recipe for success, but I feel they are indeed the primary ingredients. First letter is L, learn, stands for learn. Even though you will receive your respective degrees tomorrow or this afternoon from this very fine institution, when it comes to your military career, the learning has just begun. Many of you will leave here to attend your basic officer leadership course, known as BOLIT, which will qualify you in the branch you have chosen or you have been assigned. This is your first gate. As second lieutenants, it is vital you learn your military occupational specialty, or MOS, and become technically and tactically proficient at it. BOLIT will teach you this. In order to get others to follow, they must know that you are competent and proficient in your warrior tasks and drills. This starts with learning your MOS. In addition, you're more than likely going to be assigned as a platoon leader of some sort in whatever branch or field that you've chosen. You're going to be assigned to a platoon sergeant, sergeant first class, male or female, does not matter. They probably know a little bit more than you. They're probably a little more seasoned than you. They probably have combat experience, which you may or may not have. Listen to those platoon sergeants. They are a wealth of knowledge, and they will make you successful. E stands for embody. You've heard this time and time again. You must embody the 7 Army values. You must embody and live the 7 Army values. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. You must live these values in order to lead effectively. Your subordinates and superiors alike will see through those who do not embody these values daily. I will tell you that one of the most debilitating problems or challenges facing our armed forces today, and it's not just in the Army, it's throughout the 5 components, is sexual harassment and sexual assault. My ask for you soon-to-be second lieutenants is for you not to be part of this problem, but be part of the solution. Do what's right by your soldiers to protect them, and weed out those within our ranks who defile our fellow brothers and sisters in arms. There is no place, I say again, there is no place for sexual harassment or sexual assault in our profession. Our profession. Embody the Army values. A stands for accountability. As a leader, you're responsible for everything your subordinates do or fail to do. You often hear that term, or that sentence, synonymous with being in command. It's not just command. It's being a leader, period, at any level. That means not only are you accountable for your actions, but the actions of your soldiers. Be cognizant and vigilant of this. The ultimate test of a leader is the ability to hold yourself accountable, even if it means you are personally facing reprimand. Your soldiers and superiors, they'll respect you for it. D stands for discipline. Doing what's right when no one's looking. For some, it's hard to do what's right when some are looking, right? But as leaders, you have to always do what's right when no one's looking. That's the true definition of discipline. And that goes for both on and off duty. In today's digital age, unlike when I joined the military, cameras are everywhere. It takes a lifetime to develop a sound reputation. It takes a lifetime to develop a sound reputation and a good name for yourself. One that you and your family and friends can be proud of. And one someday this nation may be proud of. But on the other hand, on the flip side, one undisciplined decision can destroy that reputation and good name in the mere blink of an eye. Have the discipline to always do what is right. E stands for ethical. If you remember nothing else from my remarks today, I urge you to remember this simple acronym. You too, I too. Meaning to never ask or order your soldiers to do anything that is unethical, unsafe, immoral, or illegal. Never ask your soldiers or your subordinates or your peers to execute a task that is unethical, unsafe, immoral, or illegal, and for obvious reasons. R stands for respect. This is the military. As commissioned officers, or soon to be, warrant officers, NCOs, and enlisted soldiers alike are going to give you the respect that comes with being a commissioned officer. While most certainly a part of traditional customs and courtesies, this is not the respect you should seek. The respect you should seek lies within all the descriptions I'm discussing here today by defining leadership. Embody these 9 principles. Embrace them. And you'll earn their respect for you as a person. One who is competent, capable, and worthy of their respect. And also keep in mind that respect is a two-way street. In order to ask for respect and receive respect, you also must give. Be respectful of your peers, assure your superiors, and your soldiers. S stands for sacrifice. All right, by show of hands, who in here has not heard of Ricky Bobby? Okay, so laughter is a good sign. Make this something everybody's heard of. Okay, good. So everyone understands that if you're not first, then you're last, correct? So when you don on those at butter bar, in this case, in most situations, you should strive to be first, while in others, it is an unwritten rule that you should always be last. What are some of the situations you should strive to be first? PT formation. Show up for PT formation. Beat your soldiers to PT formation. PT runs. It's taboo for an officer to fall out of a PT run. Get yourself in shape, even if that means doing PT on your own outside of the formation with your soldiers. And be the first to arrive at your work location. That sets a tone and sets a great example right up front. Be first to your work location. Situations in which you are to be last. Never first. Jowl. Okay? Never be the first in line to eat. Your soldiers eat first. You as an officer, you eat last. That's about it. As leaders, what you do is as important as what you do not do. In addition to these personal sacrifices I just mentioned, your families are going to face tremendous sacrifices as well. Mom, dad, brother, sister, wife, significant other. So do not only keep your families in mind, but keep in mind the families of your soldiers. They're very important. They're part of the team. H stands for honesty. Simply put, be the first with the truth and tell it always. You've heard this before. Bad news, what? Does not get better with time. Be the first with the truth and tell it always. I stands for integrity. If you tell someone you're going to do something, do it. You don't need a binding contract. Be a man of your word. Your word is your bond. The quickest way for soldiers to lose respect for you is for you to say you're going to do something and you fail to do it. Be careful of any promises that you make. Your soldiers will remember it and they'll hold you to it. And last but not least, P stands for perseverance. We talked about those challenging times that you're going to face as second lieutenants out there, the ups, the downs, the levels, if you will, not good or not bad. And a lot of times you're going to experience those different emotions, those feelings But as second lieutenants, as leaders, you don't get the right to wear your feelings on your sleeve. You don't get the right to show your emotions in front of your soldiers in most situations. You don't have the right to say, I'm tired, I can't press on, I can't go any further. Your soldiers are looking to you for leadership. They're looking to you for that purpose, that direction, that motivation. You have to persevere. You have to persevere. When I was in college, Mississippi State, about 1995, 96, as a junior, I learned a poem that has stuck with me from the time I learned it up until this present day. And other than praying to the good Lord above for strength and guidance and the ability to go on, I fall back on this poem. The title of this poem is See It Through, and it was written by Adel. When you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, you do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, running from it won't save you. See it through. Even hope may seem a few when with trouble you're beset. But remember, you are facing, or getting ready to face, just what other men and women have met. You may fail, but fall still fight. Don't give up whatever you do. You keep your eyes front, you keep your head high to the finish. See it through. Congratulations, class of 2019, and thank you again for having me as your guest speaker today. I wish you nothing but the best of luck and Godspeed. May God bless everyone.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Sanders. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel ROTC would like to come forward for a presentation.
Colonel Sanders, thank you very much for your words of wisdom given to our 11 commissioners here. On behalf of them, as well as the rest of the program, please accept this small token of appreciation for your words of wisdom.
Cadets, now is the moment you've been working for the past several years. In a few minutes, you 11 cadets will take the oath of office and be commissioned. The oath is simple, yet profound. The responsibilities you carry should be humbling, because thereafter you will each represent the pride of the nation, as well as the leadership of the Army. Charged with remaining steadfast, maintaining peace and national security, and also being prepared to win our nation's wars. With complete faith in your ability to fulfill this pledge that you are about to take, the cadre, staff, and cadets of the Razorback Brigade offer our congratulations for your achievement and commitment. As each cadet is called forward, we ask that the pinning party, oathing officer, and first salute non-commissioned officer please come forward to your designated positions. Will Cadet Jacob Adel please come forward? Second Lieutenant Abigail McVeigh, United States Army and University of Arkansas, ROTC alumnus, will administer the oath of office. I, Jacob Conrad Adel,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States,
appointed an officer in the Army of the United States,
to the grade of second lieutenant,
to the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mutual reservation
without any mutual reservation Adel will be penned by his parents, John and Aaron Adel, and siblings Will and Luke Adel. Lieutenant Adel earned a degree in finance and has been selected to assess into the active duty Army and is branching into the Armored Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Second Lieutenant Jacob Adel. Lieutenant Adel's grandfather, Master Sergeant Larry Francis, United States Air Force retired, read the first salute.